Early this morning, I went into my office, fired up the laptop, ready to write another midweek reflection, and I was a blank. Nothing. I just felt weary and dry. I stared at an empty page on my screen and prayed. The answer to the prayer seemed to be, switch the laptop off again and go and make a cup of tea. Not very spiritual, I know. Not what you expect from a church leader. Or is it? We are all human. We all get tired. We all have times when we feel dry. And for all of us, in different ways, the past few months have been difficult and confusing. Then my phone rang. It was a friend from the UK. I can't remember how the conversation came around to my blank state of mind, but I really appreciated her saying that it's actually okay. It happens to us all. So many of you I've chatted to in the past few weeks would probably echo these feelings. Teachers trying to adjust to running online classrooms, maybe across time zones. Health workers preparing for an unknown rush of patients, or lack thereof in Uganda so far. Business owners trying to make sense of falling income figures and caring for staff who will still need to eat even if the money isn't coming in. And families stretching little food and seeing income dwindle and dry up. And those living alone, who at a time like this feel even more isolated than usual. And with that, there comes a sense of guilt. Everyone is struggling, so I have no right to complain. I'm better off than many, so why do I feel dry, etc., etc. Luke in chapter 5, verse 16, says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Because he knew he needed to. Because he knew that ministry, people, constant conversation drained him emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. Matthew 14, verses 22 to 23, says, "Immediately Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowd. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone." This is after feeding the 5,000. Jesus seems to just want some time out, away from everyone, even his closest friends and co-workers, and time to reconnect with the Father. Mark 7:24. Jesus left that place and went to the vicinity of Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know it, yet he could not keep his presence secret. The point in the story here is Jesus has just spent a significant amount of time responding to the questions of the Pharisees. Then his own disciples question him about what he's been saying. His response is sharper than usual. He says, "Why are you so dull?" You can sense that Jesus is tired and maybe he's peopled out. He just wants to hide away for a while. So today, I want to give you not just permission, but even encouragement to take time out. This may be to take the next Sabbath and disconnect from everything. Ignore all the online services waiting to be viewed, go to a quiet place and breathe, pray, contemplate, refresh. It may mean a decision to turn off all screens and devices early in the evening and not switch them on again until morning. Maybe you need to say no to yet another Zoom meeting. Or Pack a tent and spend a weekend in nature instead of in the city. Whatever it is for you, it is not weakness. In fact, it shows good sense and self-protection. And you know, if Jesus needed a quiet space from time to time, how can you expect to function well without one? May God bless you and rest well.